as someone who was drafted, right, and obviously had such a storied career, like what advice would you give to my son? I mean, probably not right now because he only 8 months. He don't even understand,
Right,
my
right.
name yet. But like, in the future, like what would
So we can
what would
play
you
this
give the
video in the future for him.
future athletes?
Future athlete. You know what, man? I don't know what I'll say to future athletes because I feel like all the games are changing, and I feel like with YouTube, there's so much more information out there. Like when we were coming up, like Will, you're 38, so you're about my age. Like when we were coming up, no YouTube, no anything. There was no trainers. Like it was a totally different ball game. Like you had to really get out there and figure it out unless you had somebody. Now I feel like with so much information available for free, I feel like you can do the drills and you can do the work. And and even social media, access to people. I just think there's way more distractions too. I think it's harder now to be a great athlete than it ever was because there's just so much other cool stuff you could be doing. I got all these video games. I mean, there's just if you're into women or men, whatever your situation. I'm talking about men and women. Like you could talk to all these women, all these men, all these dating apps. I think this is like the most challenging time to keep your head down and like try to be an athlete. I think this is a very challenging time. There's the distractions are like there's just so many distractions. The advice I would give would probably be, I think at this point, man, I'd probably just give advice to you as a dad, being that that's my role right now. I would say, don't drop that on the floor, baby. Just eat that popsicle. You done? All right, well,
That's
give it to
first
me then.
advice. Don't drop the popsicles on the floor.
Yeah, do not drop the popsicle on the floor. I would say this, man. Push your kids, but not to the point where there's friction at the house. Like, because my dad was like, he was serious about the sports. I was serious too, so that was good. But sometimes we would get into it, like at the gym or whatever, and we would come home and not talk for days. You know what I mean? Like, and my house was small, house I grew up in. So like, you're in a really tiny house that you're walking by people in the kitchen, like you don't even see them. Like, it's interesting. You know what I mean? Like, we probably had to hit shoulders walking past the fridge. That's how small it was. But we were so irritated, and we were both super petty. So like, we still wouldn't talk for probably a couple of days sometimes. You know what I mean? But we still had the same goals.
Yeah.
But the irritation level would be so high that it would just be like, like what if you too? You know what I mean? Like that was the energy a lot of times. So I would just say, man, push your kids, be there for your kids, help fuel their dreams however you can, but don't let it get so hostile that it takes away from the vibe at the house. Like me and my son now, like I help him do his drills and I make him do certain things, but like I tell him, once we get home, it's over with. Or once we leave the gym, it's over with. Like I'm not mad at you no more. Whatever we had going on, once it's over, it's over. Like there has to be a divide between the sports father and the dad. You know what I mean? And so like that's my biggest thing now. Like my dad used to hit the bars a lot back before he quit drinking. And I was a very observant kid. Like, so when he stopped going to the bars and stopped doing stuff that he thought was fun so that he could like save his money so my mom could do what she wanted to do and they could pay for sports. Like I took notice of that. So when he stopped drinking all this little scotch and waters and kicking in with his homies at the Spruce, this place called the Spruce, a little bar. Like at that point, I actually was like, okay, if he's not going to do those things, I got to take this sports thing a lot more serious. I told my son the same thing. If I'm gonna be putting money into your sports, you're gonna have to work your butt off because this is money I could be doing other things with. You know what I mean? So you have to understand that the sports money that I'm spending on you in these tournaments and these shoes and all this is money I could be investing. And I know I'm gonna make money when I invest. So if I'm investing into you the way I'm investing into my family's future, you're gonna have to work that hard at whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? So I would say, as an athlete, you can put the work in. It is what it is. I'm done with all that. You know what I mean? My days are done. My knees are shot. It's over with for me. But we're all going to be parents. Either our parents are going to be parents or whatever of people that we're going to put in sports. I would say that's the biggest thing for where we are. Have a divide between the sports dad and the I know I see the candy cane, baby, but you gave me the popsicle and I don't even want to eat this. So you want me to open this? Okay, we'll throw this in the trash then. And I'll open that thing for you. Throw it in the trash, please. Please. Go.
I just wanted to say those were 2 golden cents for the young athletes. Limit distractions. It's easy to get disconnected from what you're trying to connect to based on so much availability that exists right now. And you heard Troy say earlier in the show that what separates a great athlete from an athlete who's just good or may not even make it is even when you get paid, can you still work like you're hungry? That hunger is it. And then to the parents out there, I think that's the most golden 2 cents that you shared. There has to be a disconnect, work hard, push them to the limit, but always have that difference between being a sports parent and just a regular parent.
And the problem too is, bro, a lot of parents will never be able to do that because they're so busy trying to live through their kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like one thing I'm never gonna do. Like I
As a
told
football coach,
my kid, like I already did it. You know what I mean? It's over with for me. I can't do nothing else. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, I can just help you with that. That's all I got for you.